hours ago, when I was a lonely kid in a big house with 4 carriages, and it was summer as long as I could remember, I lay on the lawn at night, clover wrinkling under me, the wise stars bedding over me, my mother's window, a funnel of yellow heat running out, my father's window, half shut, and I, where sleepers pass, and the boards of the house were smooth and white as wax, and probably a million leaves sailed on their strange stalks as the crickets ticked together, and I, in my brand new body, which was not a woman's, yet told the stars my questions, and thought God could really see the heat that the painted light elbows knees dreams good night. I remember by the 1st of August the invisible beetles began to snore, and the glass was as tough as hemp, and was no color, no more than the sand was color, and we had worn our bare feet bare since the 20th of June, and there were times we forgot to wind up your alarm clock, and some nights we took our gin warm and neat from old jelly glasses, while the sun blew out of sight like a red picture head, and one day I tied my hair back with a ribbon, and you said that I looked almost like a Puritan lady, and what I remember best is that the door to your room was the door to mine. Housewife. Some women marry houses. It's another kind of skin. It has a heart, a mouth, a liver, and bowel movements. The walls are permanent and pink. See how she sits on her knees all day, faithfully washing herself down. Men enter by force, drawn back like Jonah into their fleshy mothers. A woman is her mother. That's the main thing. Wanting to die. Since you ask, most days I cannot remember. I walk in my clothing, unmarked by that voyage. Then the almost unnamable lust returns. Even then I have nothing against life. I know well the grass blades you mentioned, the furniture you have placed under the sun. But suicides have a special language. Like carpenters, they want to know which tools. They never ask, why build? Twice I have so simply declared myself, have possessed the enemy, eaten the enemy, have taken on his craft, his magic. In this way, heavy and thoughtful, warmer than oil or water, I have rested, drooling at the mouth hole. I did not think of my body at needle point. Even the cornea and the leftover urine were gone. Suicides have already betrayed the body. Stillborn, they don't always die. But dazzled, they can't forget a drug so sweet that even children would look on and smile. To trust all that life under your tongue, that all by itself becomes a passion. Death's a sad bone, bruised you'd say, and yet she waits for me, year after year, to so delicately undo an old wound, to empty my breath from its bad prison. Balanced there, suicides sometimes meet, ranging Boston. Quite suddenly, I understood. Walked there along the Charles River, watched the lights copying themselves, all neoned and strobe-hearted, opening their mouths as wide as opera singers. Counted the stars, my little campaigners, my scar daisies, and knew that I walked my love on the night green side of it and cried my heart to the eastbound cars and cried my heart to the westbound cars and took my truth across a small humped bridge and hurried my truth to the charm of it home and hoarded these constants into the morning, only to find them gone. You all know the story of the other woman. It's a little Walden. She is private in her breath bed, and his body takes off and flies straight as an arrow. But it's a bad translation. Daylight is nobody's friend. God comes like a landlord and flashes on his brassy lamp. Now she's just so-so. He puts his bones back on, turning the clock back an hour. She knows flesh, that skin balloon, the unbound limbs, the boards, the roof, the removable roof. She is his selection part-time. You know the story too. Look, when it is over, he places her, like a phone, back on the hook. stove in Egypt. One is painting her bedroom walls moon color. One is dying but remembering a breakfast. One is stretching on her mat in Thailand. One is wiping the ass of her child. One is staring out the window of a train in the middle of Wyoming, and one is anywhere, and some are everywhere, and all seem to be singing, although some cannot sing a note. Sweet weight, in celebration of the woman I am, let me carry a 10-foot scarf. Let me drum for the 19-year-old. Let me carry bowls for the offering, if that is my part. Let me study the cardiovascular tissue. Let me examine the angular distance of meteors. Let me suck on the stems of flowers, if that is my part. Let me make certain tribal figures, if that is my part. For this thing the body needs, let me sing. For the supper, for the kissing, for the correct yes. It is a spring afternoon. Everything here is yellow and green. Listen to its throat, its earth skin, the bone-dry voices of the peepers as they throb like advertisements. The small animals of the woods are carrying their death masks into a narrow winter cave. The scarecrow has plucked out his 2 eyes like diamonds and walked into the village. The general and the postman have taken off their bags. This has all happened before, but nothing here is obsolete. Everything here is possible. Because of this, perhaps a young girl has laid down her winter clothes and has casually placed herself up upon a tree limb that hangs over a pool in the river. She has been poured out onto the limb, low above the houses of the fishes, as they swim in and out of her reflection, and up and down the stairs of her legs. Her body carries clouds all the way home. She is overlooking her watery face in the river where blind men come to bathe at midday. Because of this, the ground that winter nightmare has cursed its soars and bursts with green birds and vitamins. Because of this, the trees turn in their trenches and hold up little rain cups by their slender fingers. Because of this, a woman stands by her stove, singing and cooking flowers. Everything here is yellow and green. Surely spring will allow a girl without a stitch on to turn softly in her sunlight and not be afraid of her bed. She has already counted 7 blossoms in her green mirror. 2 rivers combine beneath her. The face of the child wrinkles in the water and is gone forever. The woman is all that can be seen in her animal loveliness. Her cherished and obstinate skin lies deeply under the water tree. Everything is altogether possible, and the blind man can also see. The silence. The more I write, the more the silence seems to be eating away at me. C.K. Williams. My room is whitewashed, as white as a rural station house, and just as silent, whiter than chicken bones, bleaching in the moonlight, pure garbage, and just as silent. There's a white statue behind me, and white plants growing like obscene virgins It has been burned in the white fire and is just a jar. My beads too are black. 20 eyes heaved up from the volcano, quite contorted. I am filling the room with the words from my pen. Words leak out of it like a miscarriage. I am singing words out into the air, and they come back like squash balls. Yet there is silence, always silence, like an enormous baby mouth. The silence is death. It comes each day with its shock.